Hello. Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. Today's session, we're going to focus on vinyasa flow. In yoga, vinyasa means specifically placed. And for flow, we're going to move from these specifically placed postures from one to the next, uniting our breath and body and finding our individual rhythms. So when you're ready, I will meet you again on your mat in just a moment. We'll start in our embryo pose. So bring your legs together. They can be really close or a little bit of space between them. And then walk your forehead down, really soft in your back, shoulders, and the back of your neck. And as your forehead, your third eye meets your mat, just extend your fingertips out, bend your elbows, release your shoulders, and just expand across your back body from your center spine all the way out to those side ribs. Your heels can pour out, your toes can tuck in a little bit, whatever feels good. And you're here just for 3 breaths, discovering those inhalations of yours, celebrating those exhalations, and noticing how your simple breath changes, brings you a little bit closer. One more inhale. Last exhale now. Walking your hands forward on your next breath in. Apply a little pressure into your fingertips, into your shins. Rise up into your tabletop. As we discover our tabletop, spread your fingertips nice and wide. Anchor into those fingers. Allow there to be that little doming of your palms, so that way you really have power translating down through your fingertips into your earth and up from the earth through your wrists into your chest, into those larger muscle groups. We're going to bend our elbows, and as you inhale, take yourself into your cow pose. Extend your heart through the gate that is your biceps. Arch your spine. Tuck that tailbone towards your sky. Good. Exhale, cat your back. Chin into your chest. Dome out your back. Shoulders slide forward. Chin rolls into your heart. Draw that tailbone deep in between your heels, your ankles. Inhale, cow through your belly. Bend your elbows. Open up that front line body. Exhale, cat your back. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. Just again, find our breath to movement. Noticing our rhythms, our beats. On your inhale, lengthen through, nice long tabletop. We're gonna move into a thread the needle. So left hand's gonna stay grounded. Inhale, right arm rises up towards your sky. And as you exhale, thread your right fingertips underneath your left armpit. And as your right shoulder melts down, right ear, just give yourself a count of 2 here. So we're just finding this pose, feeling this twist, maybe extending just a bit more. Take one more breath in. Anchor here into your left hand as you exhale. Inhale, right arm's gonna rise up. And this time we're gonna thread our needle, but find a breath to movement. So as you exhale, guide your right fingertips underneath your left armpit. They can find your earth, or maybe they hover just a little bit. Inhale, reach back all the way up into your sky. Take that stretch. And now root into your right hand. Find those fingertips. Inhale, left arm grows. As we stretch up, we're opening up, we're lifting up. Exhale, thread your needle once again. Left fingertips this time underneath your right armpit. Left ear, left shoulder. Just find your mat for 2. Release your right shoulder down your back, opening up across your clavicle, last one. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, left arm's gonna open back all the way to your sky. Big stretch. And now we're gonna thread it one more time, breath to move. So as you exhale, thread that needle, maybe again. Your left hand just hovers off your mat a few inches. Inhale, left fingertips rise back towards your sky. Exhale, left hand back to your mat. Take your moment here. Once you dig in, tuck your toes, full inhalation. Exhale, downward facing dog, pike your hips, shift your tailbone back, pedal out those legs, create a little bit of space across your back body from your Achilles, your heels, and also the back of your head, the back of your neck. One more inhale in, maybe lift your hips, lift your heels up. And let's all, as we exhale, just soften our hips, our heels down towards our mat. A bend in those knees is always a nice thing. Gaze towards your thumbs, and as you breathe in, walk your feet to meet your wrists. Take your time. As we discover our forward fold, bend those knees, feet hip width distance apart, whatever feels good, and just give yourself a little nod, yes. A little shake, no, let go of some of that negativity. And then nod your head yes last time. Some positivity pouring into your practice, into your moment, into you. Bend your knees. Eyes are soft as you inhale. Travel up into your standing pose, taking your time as you work your way up there. When your shoulders eventually stack over your hips, crown of your head lifts up and touches your ceiling, the sun, exhale, roll your shoulders down your back. And just fall into this moment. Let's begin to seal. Ujjayi breath takes over, breathing in and out through your nose, finding that little tension in the whisper muscles. Yoga is a union and connection of breath and body. So take your time to find your breath, your body in this space and this shape. One more deep inhale in. One more deep Ujjayi, exhale it out, and let that intention of honoring your breath, your rhythms, your beats. Slowly blink open your eyes. As you inhale, arms are gonna rise up. We're gonna find our first mountain pose, and we'll flow through a few different postures that we've already visited thus far, and just kind of remind our bodies, reconnect to those postures, and then we'll flow through them, breath to movement, in just a little bit. So take one more breath into your mountain pose. Allow for those shoulders to stay stacked over your hips, and that strength from your front plane and back pain merging with your side bodies. One more inhale, nice big spire. Exhale, hands are gonna come to heart center. Discovering your Samasthiti, press your elbows out, unify into those palms, feel that strength radiating from your chest. We're gonna root into our right foot first. Lift your left heel, and on your next breath in, slowly step your left toe back. Seal the entirety of your left foot, find your Virabhadrasana A. And your hips can always be a little off kilter to begin with, but as you breathe in, you square your pelvic bone. Anchor into that back heel so all of the energy of your sacrum, your tailbone, is traveling down towards your earth, connecting you to your foundation. No wibbles, no wobbles in that lower back. One more inhale in. Soften your shoulders. As you exhale, we're gonna discover a warrior two. So our front leg's gonna stay the same, but we're gonna step our left leg back a little bit and square that foot off to the back of our mat so it's nice and parallel. Arms float out, and feel free to readjust those legs. As we've gotten a little bit stronger in our practice, our lunges might get a little deeper because we have greater flexibility, a little bit more stability, and the more you can find your true authentic lunge as it develops, the deeper you're gonna find your practice. When we keep our legs really tight, that stops us from really extending out. And that's what we're doing, we're extending out quite often. Take one more big breath in, stay here for the exhale, press down into your palms, let those shoulders really connect. Inhale, nice soft reverse your warrior. Right hand's gonna rise up, left hand can find your left quad or can find your left hip and just track back a little bit. We're just stretching through. The big thing I always like to remind myself and all students is that front knee. Commit to it. Quite often it pulls back, and when you drive into that front knee, that's when you get that stretch. That's when we open up that inner thigh, we grab onto those outer obliques. Take one more inhale, exhale, slowly move in to your extended side angle. Right forearm can find your right thigh or inside, and then the left arm can skyrocket. Take a big inhale and open up. So press those forearms out. Strong exhale. Inhale back into your warrior two, just nice and slow. We've been here before, we know the structure. As you exhale, we're gonna frame out our right foot. So as your hands discover your mat, pick up your left heel, soften your left knee down, and untuck those left toes. Feel that strength in the back of your left foot. Inhale, maybe find that grounded dragon or crescent moon, or let your hands rise up. And we're getting this large stretch and deep root into our psoas through the front of our left hip. One more inhale. Exhale, hands back to your mat. Slowly extend your right leg and just take your half splits, whatever variation that might be for you today. As you flex your toes, your left hip is stacking over your left knee. We're just here for two. Last one. Doing fantastic. Bend your right knee and walk your hands forward. Slowly tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then step your right foot back. Move through your vinyasa, hinging forward, bending your elbows, Maybe your knees find your earth, maybe it's just the tops of your feet. And open up into your upward facing dog. And take a second here. Maybe look over one shoulder, then draw your gaze over the opposite. One more inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back, and big stretch across your back body. Beautiful work. One inhale in. One exhale out. On your next breath in, gaze towards the top of your mat. Tiptoe your feet to meet your wrist. Don't rush yourself, take your time. When we get to the top of our mat, we're gonna do the same thing but on the other side. So bend your knees, chin into your chest, and as you breathe in, slowly just roll up your spine. Find your standing pose. And as you discover your standing pose, stay here for your exhale. Roll your shoulders down your back. Notice the alignment that's going on in your body in this point, and how many of those points of alignment stay solid throughout this flow. Shoulders normally stacking over hips. So as you breathe in, arms to rise up, your feet rooting into your ground as your fingertips, the crown of your head extends to your scalp. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We're not gonna spend too much time on those postures that we've already fully experienced on both sides of our bodies. When you're ready, root into your left leg. This time, pick up your right heel, and slowly, as you inhale, step your right foot back. Big toe finds your mat first, and then just melt the entirety of that right foot down. Yes. Press your right hip forward. Inhale into your Virabhadrasana, hey, your warrior one. So as we find our warrior one on this side, we're tracking our energy down our right hip into our right heel. We're deepening into the bend of that left knee and rotating a little bit into our right hip. Take one more breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Weight bearing on that left or front leg. Step or slide your right foot back. And then again, your pelvic bone is opening. So at one point in time, the pelvic bone was taking maybe 4 to 6 inches, and now it's taking maybe 8 to 10. Let those hands, fingertips rotate out and extend. Squeeze your shoulders together. Deepen into that front left knee. Take one more breath in. Tuck your tailbone. You can see a little shift. So there's a nice little bit of power pressing down from your right shoulder, from your left shoulder into your earth. Inhale to reverse. As we reverse our warrior, we're energizing to the back foot more and more to support that inner back right knee. Take one more inhale. Looking so nice. Exhale. Shift yourself forward, extended side ankle. Left forearm on top or inside. And then once again, as we breathe in, our right hand rises up. We're here for just one breath cycle. Anchor into your big toe of your left foot. Stay here for your exhale. Inhale back into your warrior two. We've been here before. We know this posture so well. Exhale, frame out your left foot. Your hands glue onto your mat. You're lifting your right heel, melting your right knee down, untucking your right toes, and then taking your variation. Fingertips can stay grounded. You can lift your chest just off your left thigh. It's a beautiful crescent moon. Or you go even further and rise it all the way up. As we find ourselves rising all the way up, you're feeling that stretch across that right hip, that right quad, just like you did on the other side. Last two. Fantastic. Final one. As you breathe it out, melt your hands down to frame out your left foot and take your half splits. And you can take any variation. So that right hip can stack over your right knee, or you can drop your hip all the way down towards your heel and take that extra little bit of grip across your Achilles, your heel of your left foot. Last one. As you breathe it out, crawl yourself forward, root into your fingertips, tuck your right toe, step your left leg back, and flow through your vinyasa. Maybe you melt all the way down this time. Take that mini cobra. Squeeze those elbows of yours close together. And then exhale. Tuck your toes, press yourself up. Downward facing dog. Nice full inhalation in. Big audible exhale it out. Beautiful work. Pedal it out. Find your space. We're gonna do that one more time. Big breath in. Big breath out. On your next inhale, lift your hips, lift your heels. Let your eyes travel to the top of your mat. As you exhale, tiptoe your feet to meet your wrist. We're gonna find vinyasa fully through our poses we've set up. So take your moment. This one, inhale, halfway lift, anchoring into our toes, lifting our heels, lengthening through our heart. Exhale, forward fold. Feel free to listen to your body, take your time, your rhythm. Inhale when you're ready, mountain pose. Exhale, hands find your heart center, Samasthiti. You've done this before, just as play. As you inhale, right foot to your foundation, lift your left heel, step your left foot back with grace. Seal the entirety of that left foot down, the Urdhva. Exhale, warrior two. Fly open your pelvic bone, keep rooted in that front right leg. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale to extend your side ankle. Inhale, back into your warrior two, lifting from your hips through your shoulders. Exhale, frame out your right foot, lifting your left heel, melting your left knee, untucking your left toes. Inhale into your crescent moon. Whatever variation, dragon pose is also welcome. Exhale, half split. Hands to your mat, lengthen through your right leg, flex your toes. Slowly bend your right knee as you walk your hands forward. Tuck your left toe, step your right foot back. Move through your vinyasa, whatever variation that is. And as we talk through vinyasa in yoga, what that means, that term, is just specific placement. As we flow through this next section of vinyasa, notice your placement of breath, body, mind. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Walk, step, maybe jump to meet your wrist if you're feeling frisky. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Tadasana, mountain pose, your arms to rise up. Exhale, hands come to heart center, Samasthiti. Left foot to your foundation, lift your right heel, step your right big toe back. Inhale, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, warrior two. Find that subtle readjustment. Maybe you dance your right foot back. Inhale to reverse your warrior, high five. Fingertips lengthening through, commit to that front left knee. Exhale, slowly extend your side ankle. Left forearm into your left thigh, right arm rises. Inhale back into your warrior two, great job. Exhale, frame out your left foot. Mount your right knee down, untuck your right toes. Inhale back into your crescent moon or your dragon's pose. Exhale, slowly lengthen through, flex those toes, half splits. Careful, walking yourself forward. And again, you may be a little faster, a little slower than me. Whatever you're at is exactly where you need to be. Step your left foot back and move through your vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one big full breath in. Big audible exhale it out. As you breathe in, gaze the top of your mat. Tiptoe to meet your wrist. We're gonna take one last standing pose before we find our mat. Incredible work. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, maybe on this variation, you bring your big toes together, just a sliver of room between your heels. Bend your knees, let's drop our hips, find our Utkatasana, chair pose. As we discover our chair pose, we're just gonna root into our heels, lift all 10 toes if that feels comfortable. As you exhale, we're gonna fly our arms back, we're gonna root back into our toes, and we're gonna discover a little bit of a drinking bird. Gently draw your heels off your mat. Maybe your heels, your ankles squeeze together. Your elbows flare back. Your thumbs reach out, your palms are down. On your next inhale, release your heels, arms to rise up, chair pose. Let's do that 2 more times. So as you exhale, airplane your arms, palms down, thumbs out. Draw your weight into your toes, maybe your heels float away. They do not need to. Inhale back into your chair pose. So we're finding this little bit of transition and balance. Last one, exhale. Airplane your arms, pick up your heels, press into your toes, incredible. Inhale, drop your heels, arms to rise. As you exhale, forward fold. Take it down. Woo! Pedal out those legs, give yourself a little bit of space. Take an inhale, halfway lift. As you breathe out, drop your hands, bend your knees, pick up your heels, lower your hips all the way to your heels, and then drop down onto your sit bones. Ooh, give yourself a moment. Beautiful work, fantastic job so far. So we've worked through a vinyasa flow, finding that breath to movement. We'll start to cultivate that a little bit more as we progress, but now we're gonna get onto our mat, so just kind of take that deep stretch. But hold on to the lessons that you've learned with that breath and body connection. We're moving at a very rigorous pace. Sometimes we can jump by things, but also sometimes we can notice what's going on in the body a little bit more because we are in a greater sense of exertion. Allow that sense of attention to fall onto these moments of quiet. So starting off, we're gonna extend out our right leg. You can bring your left foot to any spot in your leg. Calf, knee, upper thigh. And then just take a second. Slowly rotate so your gaze is right at that big toe of your right foot. Big breath in, left hand's gonna reach up and out as you exhale. Drop your left hand towards your big toe, grab your ankle, again, calf, knee, any place. Inhale, lift up, and as you exhale, slowly lower down and just let that gentle twist occur. So as you start to fold down, your eyes kind of track over towards your right a little bit. And you're getting that stretch from your center, lower back, all the way into that upper left shoulder. You're just letting that stretch happen. We're here just for 2. Last one, good. As you inhale, slowly lift up. This time we're gonna grab on with our right hand. As you exhale, drop over. So we're taking a little stretch across that back edge. So we're from the ankle bone all the way up that knife edge of your right leg into your right hip. And you can see here, you're folding a little bit more over the center of your pelvic. If your left forearm can melt down, we can walk that left hand of yours out and just take that stretch. Woo. And these stretches, again, you're breathing into the areas of the body, so you're creating those moments still. Last one. And then gentle, walk yourself up. This time we're just gonna walk the hand out. You can see I'm opening up a little bit. Just wanna take a little bit of a stretch. So just lift up and out, and you're just creating some space and shape away from that hip. And you're bending this back elbow so that way your body is supported by the structure of your skeleton. You're not using a lot of muscular strength. And then slowly drop it over, grab onto that right foot, and take the stretch in the opposite direction. And so now we're opening up this left hip. We're just taking that stretch a little bit differently. So instead of dropping the shoulder down, I'm trying to float it up. We're here just for one more breath in. Ooh, as you exhale, release your left hand down. And again, switch out those legs. And it's a nice way of just kind of slowly pressing out that left leg and then drawing in the right. So as you draw in the right, I'm just gonna rotate so we have more eye contact. As you draw in that right, same foot placement, but notice if there's change. Because we've already kind of warmed up one leg, you can feel a little bit more room and space. Maybe the side's a little tight. Again, left hand is grounded. Extend out your right hand, reach it out. And as you exhale, grab on to the inside or outside edge of the foot. You're just taking that cross twist. Whatever feels nice for you. We're stretching from the one side all the way into the right shoulder. From the lower back, all the way through that lat. Last 2. On 1, you're gonna let that hand go. Switch out, grab your left foot with your left hand, and now our angle is more over our pelvic bone. So as you fold down, the stretch should actually occur on the left side of your body, from your left ankle up the outer edge of your left leg into your left hip, left glute. Just give yourself that stretch, the last 2. Final one. As you inhale, roll it up. This time your right hand's gonna travel back. You're just gonna reach back with your left hand and take that stretch. And again, we're taking these little bits of rotation. So we're finding all these angles of our side body. One more breath in. Last exhale, press into your right palm. Slowly let your left hand fall down, cross over and reach towards your left toes, maybe with your right fingertips, maybe they tap. And just keep that lifting through that shoulder, through that right side body, your rib cage, last one. As you exhale, release your right hand down, grow back in, and then both legs go nice and long and straight. We're almost done. Knees don't have to be locked out. Personally, I always like to leave a little bit of space there. Inhale, lift up, root through your sit bones. As you exhale, track it down. And as you melt down, melt down, melt down, find that point of connection, those anchors that really call to you. And then chin falls into your chest, toes can flare forward. Nice little stretch across your ankles. We're here for 3. Final 2. On 1, as you breathe in, lengthen through the crown of your head, stretching across all the vertebrae. As you exhale, release the tension, melt into this fold, and then roll it up as you inhale. Scoot to the middle of your mat, and then lower all the way down onto your back. And as you find your earth, hug your knees into your chest. We're gonna grab for the inside hamstrings. So slowly grab right behind those knees and stamp the soles of your feet into the sky. You can bring your knees towards your armpits. They can just float or hover there. And just give yourself a little bit of a sway for the next 4 or 5 breaths. And in this happy baby, feel this sense of joy. You've done so much work. We've moved a great deal today, quite more than any other session thus far. And if you loved this kind of breath to movement, this vinyasa style class, please let me know. Always love to incorporate more of them as we go along. Some of my favorite styles of yoga. Last big breath in. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a nice little squeeze into a ball pose. And as your forehead meets your knees, flex your toes. Take one more big breath in just to love and appreciate your body. And our last little breath to movement as you exhale, unravel your body, final shavasana. Legs and arms go nice and long. As you fall into your earth, as you feel comfort here, just let yourself go. Breathing in nice and deep and full and expansive. And as you exhale, finding roots, connection, ease, and light. We'll be here for just a few moments. As you connect your breath once again to your moment, just feel it in your belly, maybe dropping into your hips. And as you exhale, start to gently connect movement to breath. Maybe a wiggle of your fingertips, a wiggle of your toes. In your next inhale, you can roll out your wrists, your ankles, start to wiggle through your knees, your elbows. Exhale, wiggle the shoulders, sway your hips, give your whole body a nice little shimmy and shake. On the next breath in, whenever it finds you, full morning stretch. Extend out, extend out, extend out. Hug your knees into your heart. Roll on over to your favorite side and find your easy seat. Legs crossed, hands at heart center, if that's nice. knowing that there is a breath and body connection and feeling the power and the release that those two unique and separate entities and yet so connected allow you to find. Keep enjoying exploring that breath. Allow that to be maybe the one article from all of these 21 days that you grasp the most. That your breath has such an effect on you, your physical, your mental, your emotional. And that it can also be a great way to judge, to scale, to notice when those changes happen. When your breath is altered in a way that's inauthentic. Slowly, as you breathe in, draw your hands from your heart to your third eye. Take a second. Discover that moment. Hold for your exhale. Release your shoulders away from your ears. One more big full breath in. And as you exhale, bow yourself forward, say your practice. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I know it was a little different, maybe a little bit more challenged because we were moving at a faster pace, but always understand that this practice goes at your rhythm, at your pace. So change things up, ignore some of the cues, ignore me at times, most importantly, listen to you. Thank you once again. I hope to see you tomorrow for something drastically different than what we experienced today. Have a fantastic and lovely, lovely day. Bye.